King Charles was due to travel to France on Sunday with Camilla, Queen Consort, before moving on to visit Germany. King Charles has been forced to postpone his first state visit abroad as monarch. He was due to travel to France on Sunday with Camilla, Queen Consort, but the trip has been postponed amid violent protests across the country. The official visit will be rescheduled as soon as possible. Charles and Camilla were due to travel from France to Germany for a state visit from next Wednesday to Friday, and it is understood the visit to Berlin will proceed as planned. The King and Queen Consort greatly look forward to the opportunity to visit France as soon as dates can be found. Buckingham Palace said, the decision was made as protests announced there would be more demonstrations in France in response to President Emmanuel Macron's decision to raise the retirement age from 62 to 64 without a parliamentary vote, a government spokesperson said. The King and Queen Consort's state visit to France has been postponed. This decision was taken with the consent of all parties, after the President of France asked the British government to postpone the visit. Unions planned fresh protests and strikes on Tuesday when King Charles had been scheduled to visit Bordeaux on the second day of his trip to France. Just last night, the heavy wooden door of the elegant Bordeaux City Hall was destroyed by fire by people taking part in an unauthorized demonstration. More than 1 million people took to the streets in protest on Thursday, the 9th day of nationwide demonstrations, as riot police used tear gas, baton charges and water cannon to bring crowds to order. Debris still littered the Paris streets following the previous day's mass demonstrations. Over 450 protesters were arrested in the French capital and beyond on Thursday alone. Interior Minister Gerald Darmanin said Friday that some 441 police and gendarmes were injured in the demonstrations. He added that 1,000 rubbish bins were set on fire in Paris during the previous day's action. Refuse collectors have been on strike for a week, with rubbish bins fast becoming a symbol of the protest. There are thugs, often from the far left, who want to bring down the state and kill police officers, said Mr. Darmanin. President Macron reforms will increase the retirement age from 62 to 64, which he says is necessary to keep the system afloat. French labor union CGT Union announced this week that its members at Mobilier National, the institution in charge of providing flags, red carpets and furniture for public buildings, would not help prepare a Sunday reception for the king upon his arrival in Paris. The Élysée Palace, the official residence of President Macron, issued a statement confirming the postponement of the state visit. They said, in light of yesterday's announcement of a new National Day of Action against pension reforms on Tuesday, March 28, in France, the visit of King Charles III, originally scheduled for March 26 to 29 in our country, will be postponed. This decision was taken by the French and British governments after a telephone exchange between the President of the Republic and the King this morning, in order to be able to welcome His Majesty King Charles III in conditions that correspond to our friendly relationship. This state visit will be rescheduled as soon as possible.